Hi everyone, welcome to the screencast for my final website. I chose option 3, which was TB's Best Brews and the two brothers that are trying to start up a brewery and raise awareness. So what you're looking at right now is the landing page for the website. The picture in the background is a picture I took last fall up actually in the White Mountains. I decided to leave the brewery in New Hampshire and really play up kind of that local pride for the brothers. So first things first, here's their little tagline, live free and drink good beer, play on New Hampshire's tagline of live free or die. So if you click see more, you're brought down. Just a quick explanation of what you're actually looking at. It's a brewery and brewhouse in Portsmouth, and I gave them a separate tagline here, making New Hampshire proud, one beer at a time. So below on the right, you're seeing 3 blog posts that I created for them. So we'll take a look at this very first one just so you can see, I guess, the outline. So this first one is from Todd, one of the brothers, and he's just kind of letting everyone know that they're in the works. They have a couple more things to do, but they're excited to open soon. The one comment on the article is from Eleanor Smith, who I decided is their mom, and she's super excited to see what her sons come up with in this new endeavor of theirs. So if I wanted to comment as well with my excitement, I would be required to fill in this CAPTCHA. I liked this one. It's one that I used in the DGM 6511 final. I thought it was a more fun version than those crooked letters and numbers that no one can ever really make out on the first try. So in this particular one, it's asking us to drag the biggest seed to the flower pot. I think this is the only seed, so I would drag that over there. And then when I'm done commenting, that would kind of say, or verify, like it says, my existence. So on the left, what you're seeing are some tweets. That was the social media feed that was part of the requirement of this project. I ended up pulling in all tweets that are hashtag NHBeer. And so these are updating in real time. So hopefully if anyone visits the site in the future, more people will be talking about New Hampshire beer, and those will update. So up at the top of the page, you see there's kind of a navigation bar with 4 different categories. So the Behind the Brews page has their history, mission statement, vision statement, and contact form. So on their history, I made up a brief story about how they got started and what kind of got them to come up with this idea to start their own brewery in New Hampshire. And if you wanted to contact them and ask them more questions, there is a contact form available. Under the Our Brews, I actually had some fun coming up with brew names, or beer names for these new brews, and doing a little bit of graphics for them. They're not the greatest, but I wanted to focus on the website rather than the graphics. So the signature brews I came up with was a Swashington Buckle and Old Man Maple. Plays on both the Old Man and the Rock, I guess he was. Anyway, and their love for Washington and all things presidential and such. So the seasonal brews that I came up with, seeing as it's summer, is a Sandy Shandy and a Patriot Pale Ale, which I jokingly made available only between Memorial Day and Independence Day. And I think it's 2 beers I made as on draft only at the brewhouse were the very New Hampshire type local beers. Granite Growl, since New Hampshire is the granite state, and the White Mountain Ale, since everyone knows about the big old White Mountains in northern New Hampshire. One of the other requirements for the project was that the brothers are also starting a brewhouse, so there's a whole category about that spot. So here is a bit about the location. With a map, I placed them on 81 Ridges Court, which is probably a multi-million-dollar mansion on the water instead, but for the purposes of this project, it's a brew house. And across the street, there's a microbrewery for TB. If you wanted to look at their menus, those are also available. I attached them as PDFs. So, for example, the kids menu will pop up in that same window. And I just changed, that's 2 pages, but I changed the font and kind of layout of another local restaurant's menu. Specials, there are daily specials, so every night of the week there's a different special that two will pop up as a PDF. Under special events, I came up with some fun ones. July 1st, I made dollar tacos, and I decided I would do a dollar tacos on the first day of every month. A couple weeks later, we're doing a movie on the brewery, which I thought was a very good idea that I came up with. We'll show a movie on a side of the brewery walls and serve some popcorn, which will make people thirsty and have them consume more beer, which is perfect. And the last event is a brewmaster's dinner where guests can dine with Todd and Bob themselves and learn how to pair beers with their dinners. Also, if you're interested in private events, you can contact Seth Merriam, who in his free time is our special events coordinator. The last page on here is tours and tastings. I set it up so that there are tours 3 times a week, weekend afternoons and 1 weekday morning. They're $5, and after the tour, you can either sample a pint of our newest beer, or if you're under 21, enjoy a root beer float. So I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough of the site, and I can't wait to see everyone else's.